thing.
I ain't taking nothing but win.
What's good, everybody? Money in here, back with another edition of the Unscripted Sports Show. Back here for the 2026 MLB Predictions Playoff and World Series and Season Awards and Future Best Bets. I did divisional, I did AL and NL preview last week. Check those out on the channel. This week, this one is just my playoff predictions. Wild card, divisional round, and championship series and World Series winner, and then the season predictions. Season starts in 2 days on Wednesday night in San Francisco between the New York Yankees and the San Francisco Giants. Only on Netflix. It's a Netflix premiere since ESPN cut their deal with MLB. Netflix are taking the Wednesday night slot. So Wednesday night, I think 8:00 p.m. live from San Francisco on Netflix. New York Yankees versus the San Francisco Giants. Let's see what the pitching matchup is. Let's see. Pitching matchup. Is it? Yeah, let's look at some of the schedule. So before I reveal my but to go over, I'll just put it on the bottom line for a couple. Recap my predictions for the divisional. Let's do that real quick. I had the Mets winning the NL East with 91-71. The Phillies coming in second, 88-74. The Braves coming in third, 87-75. The Nationals coming in fourth, 80-82. And the Marlins, 77-85. NL Central at the Cubs, 91-71. The Reds, 86-76. Brewers, 84-78. The Cardinals, 72-90. Pirates, 70-92. NL West, who else? Dodgers winning the division. I have them winning 110 games. Probably, I think it'll be the most since. I don't count the short year because I think Dodgers won 108 or something, but I think this will be the most since the Phillies won 102. And I might be wrong on that, but 110 wins for the Dodgers, 110-52. Padres coming in at 95-67. Arizona, 82-80. Giants, 81-81. Colorado, 55-107. Playoff seedings: Dodgers, of course, number 1, and the Mets, number 2. So those will get the bye week. Cubs will get 30. Play the seed Braves in the playoffs, and the Padres and Phillies. AL predictions: AL East, the Toronto Blue Jays winning 98-44. The Yankees coming in second, 96-66. The Red Sox 90-72. Orioles 88-74, and the Rays 81-81. The Central Tigers win 94-68. Orioles 87-75. Cleveland Guardians 79-83. Twins 73-89, and the White Sox 60-102. Mariners 101-61. 88-74 for the Rangers, or the Angels. Yes, I have the Angels at 88-74, tied with the Baltimore Orioles, and we'll find out who I pick. Obviously, I picked the Angels to make the playoffs over the Orioles. 1-game playoff tiebreaker. I have them winning that. Mike Trout finally makes the playoffs, gets in the playoffs. Rangers 84-78, Astros 81-81, and Athletics 71-81. Mariners, Jays, bye weeks. Tigers play the Angels, and the Yankees play the Red Sox in the wild card round. So now to the playoff predictions. And then I'll get to the matchups for Tuesday, for Wednesday. What am I talking about? Tuesday. In a wild card, I have the Braves beating the Cubs in 2 games. Yeah, I have the Braves winning at Wrigley Field and going on to the NLDS to play the Dodgers. The Phillies beat the Padres in San Diego in 3 games, and I have them going on to play the New York Mets in the NLDS. And which one do I have up? So what's next? Oh, the NLDS. I have NLDS. I have the Dodgers beating the Braves in 4 games, the Phillies beating the Mets in 5 games, getting revenge from 2 years ago, and playing the Dodgers in the NLCS. Mariners beat the Red Sox in 4 games, the Jays beat the Tigers in 5 games. Mariners versus Jays in the ALCS, a rematch of last year's. Is it last? Was it last year? Did I forgot who made it. It was, wasn't it? No, it was why did I think the Mariners made the ALCS? It was the Yankees, wasn't it? No, it was the yeah, it was Seattle. So I have the rematch of the 2025 ALCS, but this time Seattle has home field, and this time they have the home field advantage. So rematch the ALCS and the rematch of the NLDS, but in the NLCS this time. Dodgers beat the Phillies. So I have the Dodgers beating the Phillies in 6 games. Unfortunately, as a Phillies fan, breaks my heart to say that. Mariners beat the Jays in 7 games. In another classic ALCS between the two. This time the Mariners get the edge and win in 7 games, just like the Jays won in 7 games last year. So this time the Mariners get it. It's gonna be another classic, just like last year. The Jays won 4-3 in a classic game. So we're gonna see another classic between the two. I feel like these two are rivals now. um, yeah, so we get another classic. I think we get a classic in the NLCS too. Um, should be 2 good series. And now the World Series. Who do I have winning? Obviously, I have the Mariners versus Dodgers. I have the Dodgers beating. No, wait. I have the Seattle Mariners beating the Los Angeles Dodgers in 7 games in the World Series. Mariners going to Dodger Stadium and beat them in 7 games, win the 7th game of a classic World Series between the two. And the Seattle Mariners, win their first World Series in franchise history and bring home another title to Seattle, second one in 2026 as the Seahawks won in February in the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. This time, Seattle Mariners take home the World Series trophy, and they're celebrating in Seattle again. This time, their first World Series in franchise history. And Cal wins the MVP finally, but he wins World Series MVP. So, yeah, I'm high on Seattle Mariners, so I'm hoping I don't jinx them because I do like their team. I think they're well. I think they're a good team. They have a good balance of pitching, bullpen. Their starting rotation is one of the best, top three. Their bullpen probably top five. Their lineup is solid. Yeah, they lost Polanco, but they added Brandon Donovan from Seattle. He's going to be a spark in that lineup. Um, you have Julio, I think he's going to bounce back. You have Cal, who had an MVP season. Julio, I think he's going to have MVP type season. I just think Seattle's going to be good. I think they're going to be the best team in the AL this year. I think they have something to prove after losing to the Jays in the ALCS. I think they went at home. They went the number one seed, so they don't have to go on the road in Game 7. It will be in Seattle, just like I predicted. So, yeah, I have Seattle Mariners beating Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series in 7 games. Um, this could be the last season um, for a year because there's a possibility of lockout. So, Seattle Mariners will be the last team to win the World Series before the lockout. Hopefully, there's not a lockout. Hopefully, greedy owners and players get together and make a deal because it would be bad for the sport if there's another lockout. You don't need that. I don't want that. Nobody that's a baseball fan, like me, diehard baseball fans don't want that, but it's reality. Even sports, even the casual fans probably don't. Casual fans don't want it. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see a lockout in any sport. It's bad for the sport, bad for the fans, bad for the owners, bad for the players. So, yeah, please get it done so we don't see a lockout next year and we get baseball. I don't know what I would do without baseball next year. Um, I mean, there's always soccer, so yeah, I'm a soccer fan, so I guess I would watch more soccer. And then how much more soccer can I watch? Um, I want to see the matchups for Wednesday and Thursday. No, what am I doing? Later. See only on Netflix. So it's Matt Freed versus Logan Webb. That should be a fantastic game. That's 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time on Netflix, as I said. Keep saying. And then on Thursday, opening day, the official start of the MLB 2026 MLB season. Thursday at 1 o'clock, 1:15 on NBC. You have Paul Skeens versus Freddie Peralta, the debut of Freddie Peralta in the Mets uniform versus the Cy Young winner, Skeens. And then you got Chicago versus Milwaukee at 2:45 or 2:15, 2:10. Washington versus Chicago in from Wrigley. Minnesota versus Baltimore on Oriole Park. Here, I'll share the screen so you can see the matchups. Um, and then you got Boston and Cincinnati from Great American Ballpark. And then you got Los Angeles versus Houston from whatever Minute Maid Park, whatever they call it now. You got Detroit versus San Diego. School versus Nick Pivetta. 4:15. Yeah, 4 o'clock games. Then you have Tampa Bay versus St. Louis. And then Texas Rangers versus Philadelphia Phillies. Evaldi versus Christopher Sanchez. And then the nightcap on NBC. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the defending two-time champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers. No, it's not Otani pitching. It's Yama Yoba Double Y. I'll call him Double Y because I can't pronounce his name. Zach Gallen versus Double Y. Yomo Malta. And then Cleveland versus Seattle at 10 o'clock. And then Friday, the other games, Yankees versus San Francisco in their second game. Athletics versus Toronto. You got Colorado versus Miami, Kansas City versus. There's not that many night. It's all night games on Friday, aside from one game. And then you got Colorado versus Miami, Kansas City versus Atlanta. These are all games. And then Los Angeles, Houston, that's the second game for their series. Detroit, San Diego, that's second. Cleveland, Seattle, second. So, yeah. So the only new ones are Athletics, Toronto, Colorado, Miami, Kansas City, and Atlanta, and that's it. That's your slate on Thursday and Friday. And now to the big one, the season awards. For the AL Manager of the Year, I have Craig Stroman, former relief pitcher. I believe he did pitch for the San Diego Padres. He's transitioning from management to from the front office to manager. So he was a relief pitcher for a couple, I think over 10 years, I believe. And then AL Manager of the Year, I have Dan Wilson of the Seattle Mariners. Of course, I have him Manager of the Year because I have them winning 101 games. Rookie of the Year, I have Connor Griffin for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's plus 400 on FanDuel. These are all the odds I have were all from FanDuel. So, Cole Epperson, Seattle shortstop, two shortstop winning Rookie of the Year. His is plus 2,700 on FanDuel. Wrap that now. Cy Young, I have double Y I can't pronounce it. Yumanmata. So hard. Well, you see, let's see. Manager of the Year. Cy Young first. So that's Rookie of the Year. Cy Young, I have, as I said, Mota from the Dodgers plus 500. And yes, here's a big one. Here's a dart. Rangers Torres of the Boston Red Sox who signed a deal from the Phillies. He signed with the Red Sox this offseason. Plus 3,500 on FanDuel. I threw one, probably top three that could win, and I did a long shot for Cy Young. So I did one long shot, one probably could win. I don't see Ranger actually winning, but it's a long shot. So I have Ranger Torres winning the Cy Young at 3,500. He's my long shot. As I said, I have a long shot and one probably top three contender. MVP, no long shots here. But it's not who you think it is. It's not that too obvious, guys. It's not the two guys that have won it the last 2 years. I went a little different here. I went Fernando Tatis Jr., San Diego Padres plus 1900. I guess it is a long shot. Plus 1900 on FanDuel. I think Tatis is gonna have a big year for San Diego. I think this is the year he breaks. I don't want to say break out, but I think he's gonna be in MVP contention, and I think he can win MVP. I think he can get 50-50. He's capable of doing that. I think he's gonna have a similar year that Ronnie Acuna Jr. had a couple years ago when he came back from ACL injury. That's the type of year I think Fernando Tatis Jr. can have. Him and Ronald Acuna are almost the same. They both can fly, they can both can run, and they both can hit home runs. So I can see Tatis hitting 40-40. 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases, and 100 plus RBIs. Because he's probably going to lead off. Maybe not 100 plus RBIs, but I can see him hitting 330. So I think a big year for Fernando Tatis. Julio Rodriguez, J Rod. That's it. That's what people call him. I have him winning the AL MVP at plus 1200 on FanDuel. I think he's going to have a huge year too. I think he's capable of having 40-40 too. Him and Tatis are both capable of having 40-40 years, 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases. Now he's not going to probably lead off. He's probably going to hit third or second. So and he's going to protect Cal. So I could see him hitting 40-40, 40 home runs, 40 doubles, and 40 stolen bases. I could see that. And again, I'm high on Seattle, so so my first future best bet is the Baltimore Orioles over 85.5 wins on FanDuel at minus 112. I think that's an easy winner, easy money right there. I know it's minus 112, but I have them winning 88 games, so yeah, obviously it's gonna be one of my best bets. I like the number minus 112. So Toronto Blue Jays to win the NL East, win the AL East at plus 310. I'm surprised they are not the favorite to win, but of course it's the New York Yankees. Plus 310 on FanDuel. I like this number. Good value. I think they are gonna win the AL East. I think they are the best team in that division. And they proved it last year, so I know they lost Bouchette, but I still think they're the best. Los Angeles Angels to make the playoffs. Obviously, have to make the playoffs. I like this value. Plus 920 on FanDuel. I like that bet. Obviously, I have them making the playoffs, so why not have them as the best bet? Seattle to win the AL East, to win the AL. I have it's at 500 on FanDuel. They're third or second behind the Yankees to win the AL. And then my last one, of course, is Seattle to win the World Series at plus 1200. That is great value for 12-1 odds. I do think they're the best team in the AL. Not the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees are the best team. I think it's the Seattle Mariners. Despite what I think about Toronto too, I think Seattle and Toronto are the two best teams in the AL. And we're in for a collision course between the two in the ALCS, in my opinion. That's the Seattle to win the World Series. I think they have the talent to. I think they can. They have the pitching, they have the bullpen, and they have the lineup. They have all three assets to win the World Series, just like the Dodgers. I think their pitching is right up there with the Dodgers. So you can argue which one's the best. I think those guys, those young guys, and the Mariners pitching staff are going to break. If they haven't, I think they can break through this year. I think they're going to. I think like Logan Gilbert. I think had a down season last year. Trying to think. Wilson. Trying to think of their uh, pitching staff. Why can't I? Why can't I think of their pitching staff? Logan Gilbert. Why am I not? Oh, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Ryan Wu, Luis Castillo. That's a 1 through 4. I think it's not unstoppable. I won't say unstoppable, but it's up there. And Castillo is your 4th. Pretty good. Pretty good. And I think their bullpen's great. I think yeah, so I'm high on Seattle. So those are my predictions. Those are my future bets. Season starts on Wednesday. Can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun season. The power rankings will come out tomorrow. I'll do that. My preseason power rankings. I am doing all 30 teams this year because I can do a tier list. So tier list will be elite, which is top 5, playoff contenders, which is 6 through 10, borderline playoff, which is 11 through 15, pretenders 16 to 20, bad 21, 25, and then garbage is bottom 5. Yeah, I know people say bad and garbage is the same, but bad is bad and garbage is like really bad. Unless I can find a different name for bad right now, I'll do bad. But that's it. Look out for the power rankings for tomorrow. I will probably do another. Probably do this one will be preseason, and next week will probably be week 0, and then the first full week I'll do is be week 1. So I don't want to skip a week. I'll do the power rankings for the weekend. That's fine. Last year I skipped. I did combine the 2 weeks, so but I'm not going to do it this year. I'm going to call it week 0. But Money E, I'm out. Later, guys. Let me find the outro.